Welcome back in. We're talking about your money now with Stewart Welch from the Welch Group, and we're talking about how to get the most interest bang for your buck, if you will, at your banks. Good to see you this morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike.
All right, before we get into that real quickly, I do want to ask you now, we've heard about the effects of the tariffs that are maybe happening on the markets. Obviously, yesterday was a big dip. What would you suggest to people right now if they're in a particular situation with their 401ks, wondering about the uncertainty of more tariffs between China and the U.S.?
First of all, don't panic. So this is, this trade negotiation is short term. The markets in the long term, I think, are going to do really well. The economy's still doing well. It's going to continue to do well. You have to go through this if you're going to negotiate tariffs. And I think that Trump certainly feels that China's taken unfair advantage of U.S. and the other world markets.
All right, something we'll continue to monitor. Meanwhile, something you should be monitoring are your bank statements. What kind of interest are you earning on your savings? Well, with most banks, honestly, not a whole lot, right?
Listen, I'm accused of being financially lazy. I checked mine. I was earning not 1%, not 1/10 of 1%. I was earning 1/100 of 1%.
Oh, wow, okay.
So on $10,000 for the whole year, I would have earned $1.
Okay.
So I said, wow, I need to do something about this. So we got 3 steps, 3 things you can do, and I think a lot of people are going to find that they're in this situation. But the first one is to determine what your current interest rate is. So grab your statement online, your hard copy statement, and look and see what your current interest rate is. I think you're going to be surprised that it's really, really, really low. Step number 2 is you need to compare it to the best rates around. So you can go to bankrate.com and see what the rates are. I did a quick scan. It showed rates as high as 2.5% versus 1/100 of 1%.
Okay.
And then once you have that information, go back to your bank and tell them, listen, I'd like to get a little better deal and see what they have. So I went to my bank and I ended up with a deal at 1.9%. Now I could have gone to the internet and gotten 2.5, but I decided I'd rather stay local, and I was happy with that.
And I think there are a lot of people watching who may say that, look, I'm kind of leery of online banking, but you know, you can go to some credit cards will offer, some savings account that you can have that will earn over 2%, and you can actually transfer that money rather quickly from that right back to your checking account. So what would you advise there, and you know, if you could find a better rate?
You know, I think the first thing is find a better rate, decide where you're comfortable. Internet banking in the old days used to be kind of tough. Now everybody's kind of accepting internet banks. It's much easier now. So you've got many, many options, including your local options. I think the key point is look at where you are. You're liable to find you're at a really low rate. A little bit of shopping, either with your bank or elsewhere, is going to get you a much higher rate. And
it sounds like the ball is in your court as the consumer. All right, Stewart, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, we got still more ahead here on